NASCAR fans, Bobby Allison was a tough competitor, willing to trade paint with anyone to get a win. He proved it on the track, in his race car, and sometimes even with his body after the checkered flag.
But to the people in the NASCAR community who knew him best and his friends in Hueytown, he was a whole lot more.
Your reporter Josh Gann found out what Allison meant to someone who knew him well through great successes and very tough losses. Josh.
Yes, Steve, Brittany, Bobby Allison was one of the toughest race car drivers out there. He wasn't afraid to try new things. He definitely played a role in making the sport what it is today, a Hall of Famer who put the Alabama gang on the map.
On the throttle, Bobby Allison takes first place.
It's a great feeling to come out on top in a battle like that.
Bobby Allison was one of the most successful drivers in NASCAR Cup Series history. He was a founding member of the legendary Alabama gang in Hueytown. Allison won 85 times in his career, putting him fourth on the all-time list.
Allison holds him off. They come to the stripe.
He won the 1983 NASCAR Championship and the Daytona 500 3 times.
When you think back to his 85 wins in his career, there really was not any type of a racetrack that he was not successful at. It didn't matter. Obviously very good at the super speedways, the Daytonas, the Talladegas.
Fox NASCAR analyst Larry McReynolds from Birmingham remembering his longtime close friend. McReynolds was also a former crew chief for Bobby's son, the late Davey Allison, who died after a helicopter crash in the Talladega infield in 1993.
Very proud to call them very close friends. You know, Bobby passed away a Saturday afternoon, early evening. My wife, Linda, and I spent about 3 hours with Bobby and the family on Friday afternoon.
Allison was the patriarch of a racing family that dominated the sport. He slides! One of the more memorable moments came in 1979 at the Daytona 500. His brother Donnie and Cale Yarborough were fighting for first place on the backstretch of the final lap. They crash, then eventually both getting out of their cars and fists start flying. Bobby came to help out, saying Cale got to beating on my fist with his nose. That was the first NASCAR race broadcast live from start to finish, and thanks to a blizzard that snowed in most of the East Coast, millions of people tuned into that race, saw the fight, and ushered in a new era of NASCAR's growth.
Bobby Allison, Davey Allison, his son in second.
Bobby Allison earning nearly 450 top 10 finishes. His career ended, though, with a crash at Pocono in 1988.
I won a lot of races. Other times I struggled and won a few.
In 2011, he received the ultimate honor of being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And in 2023, as NASCAR celebrated 75 years, Bobby was recognized as one of the 75 greatest drivers and absolutely loved the fans.
He loved being at the racetrack. He loved mingling with the race fans. He's just one of those race car drivers that understood just how important the fans are to our sport of NASCAR.
A statement from Allison's family and NASCAR says in part he was the ultimate fans driver, a dedicated family man, friend, and devout Catholic. They say he gave his all to the sport on and off the track. And he was one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. Just 3 weeks ago, NASCAR officials awarded Allison an 85th Cup Series win. He earned it in 1971 at the iconic Bowman Gray Stadium, driving a different class of car, but was the first to finish that race. Getting that win broke a tie on the all-time wins list with the man he beat for the 1983 championship, Darrell Waltrip. Bobby Allison was 86 years old. Steve.
A giant in the sport.